What if the greatest hunter in the land was never hunting monsters, but his own lost humanity? Before he became a hero, before songs were sung of his name, Karato was the blade of tyranny itself. Villages feared his footsteps, rebels vanished at his command. And in the forests of Yakai, even spirits whispered a single title with dread: Karato Foxhunter. But the hunt that would define his life was never meant to end with a kill. It was meant to end with redemption. Karato never knew the warmth of his parents' embrace. As a child, he was stolen away by the cruel Mikage autocracy after they conquered Yakai and chained its people beneath their dark rule. His childhood disappeared behind iron bars, fighting pits, and blood-soaked cages where children were raised not to dream, but to serve. The Mikage forged warriors from suffering. Karato survived, and survival made him exceptional. While others mastered swords and spears, Karato discovered a different gift. He could read broken branches like written words. He could follow footprints through rain. He could hear fear in the silence of the forest. He became a hunter. General Shadowieee saw value in the boy and placed him under the command of the autocracy's greatest tracker. Soon, Karato hunted anyone foolish enough to dream of freedom. Runaway peasants, hidden rebels, entire resistance cells. No one escaped him. When bandits vanished into the deadly labyrinth of Yellow Rock Gorge, Karato pursued them, even after his own master fell in an ambush. Against impossible odds, he completed the hunt and returned victorious. The reward was immediate. Karato became Shadowiee's chief huntsman, the perfect weapon, the perfect servant. Or so the Mikage believed. The Mikage did not merely wish to conquer Yakai's people. They wanted to kill its soul. And nothing represented Yakai more than the kitsune. Mystical fox spirits wandered the forests for centuries, guardians of stories, laughter, and fortune. Children grew up hearing tales of their tricks and wisdom. They were symbols of hope in a land drowning in fear. To the Mikage, that made them dangerous. Their order was simple: exterminate them all. And the task fell to Karato. The irony cut deeper than any blade. Because hidden beneath years of violence and obedience was one final memory from before the cages. A mother's voice, soft, gentle, telling stories of magical foxes before sleep claimed him. Those memories were fading shadows, but they refused to die. So Karato hunted the foxes. But unlike the Mikage, he never allowed them to suffer. His arrows were swift, their deaths painless, their bodies buried with respect. Each grave weighed heavier upon his soul than the last. And Shadowieee began to notice. Then came the order that would change everything. The Mikage wanted the oldest and cleverest kitsune in all Yakai, Yumiko, a legend among spirits, a ghost among trees. Karato pursued her through forests and mountains for months. Yet every time he caught sight of her silver form, she vanished like mist in the morning sun. Sometimes she left claw marks carved into trees as if mocking him. Sometimes he caught only the flash of a tail disappearing between branches. The hunter became the hunted. The chase consumed him. And strangely, he began to admire her. For the first time in his life, Karato wasn't pursuing prey. He was pursuing freedom itself. Eventually, the hunt drove Yumiko from the lands she knew best. Weak, starving, exhausted. At the edge of a dying forest, Karato finally cornered her. His arrow was ready. His target stood still. One pull of the string, one heartbeat, one death. But his fingers refused to move. Suddenly, the walls he had built inside himself shattered. The stories his mother told him returned. The faces of those he had hunted returned. The ghosts of a lifetime of bloodshed returned. Karato fell to his knees, and for the first time since he was a child, he wept. The fox did not run. Yumiko stepped forward and held the broken hunter as years of guilt poured from him. She offered no easy forgiveness, no comforting lies. His crimes were real. His victims were gone. Those wounds would never vanish. But redemption? Redemption was still possible. She would walk that road with him. Together, they prepared their first act of defiance. Karato returned to Shadowieee, claiming victory, claiming he had finally taken Yumiko's head. The general followed him into the woods to claim proof of the kill. By sunset, only one head had been taken that day, and it did not belong to Yumiko. Shadowiee's decapitated body hung at the forest entrance as a message to every servant of the Mikage. The hunter had changed sides. Karato and Yumiko became legends of the rebellion. Separately, they were deadly. Together, they were unstoppable. They infiltrated the castle of the warlord Shadowieee and killed him without waking a single guard. They lured entire armies into the western forests where rebel ambushes shattered Mikage divisions. Even mortal soldiers abandoned their demonic masters, disgusted by how little their rulers cared for their lives. Slowly, the chains around Yakai broke, and at last, the Mikage were driven from the land. For a time, Karato and Yumiko disappeared into the forests they had fought so hard to save. But peace remained elusive for the former hunter. Too many wounds remained in the world. Too many tyrants still walked free. So Karato took up his sword and bow once more and set out across Teleria to defend those who could not defend themselves. And beside him walked the one creature he had once sworn to kill. Not prey, not quarry, but family. The fox and the hunter traveled together into legend, proving that even the darkest weapon can choose a different path, and that redemption, like hope, is worth hunting until the very end.